Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you right now about what to do during a stock crash. Everybody asks me, like, Marantz, when's this crash going to happen, this correction on the market? And I'm going to tell you guys something. I might not have the date, but it's inevitable. It's not about if it's going to happen, it's when, only because it's human nature. And it's always been that way. You know, it's eventually going to set in. And when it does happen, you want to know what to do. A lot of people tell you, hey, you got to scramble. You know, you got to get all your cash ready. You got to line it up and you got to buy the whole bottom, buy the dip. And that is true to a point, but if you're like me and like most investors and you're tapped out, you have all your money in the markets and you just don't know what to buy yet. And cash is far and few because, you know, you had 100% invested. You want to find companies that have access to cash. You see, investing by proxy is probably the next best thing. I'll give you this example. Warren Buffett sold off everything he owns. I'm talking about they sold Apple, they sold, you name it, they sold it. All the index funds, anything that touches the S&P 500, they sold it off at the top just this year. And they might not have hit the exact top, but they're way up there where they're still up huge. So now they're sitting on $355 billion worth of cash. And the other day, United Healthcare comes down, and it was a 70% discount United Healthcare from the all-time high or the intra-year highs. So naturally, Warren Buffett buys $6 billion of it, and it's a good buy. And and it springs up 20% overnight. And there you go. He's up on his money, and he's just going to keep grinding that out because remember, it's not what you buy, it's what you pay for it. So there's a lot of good companies out there, but if you pay a stupid amount for it, then it's not a good investment. Well, if a stock market crash happens, I'm going to be looking and scrambling for companies with cash because those companies are going to do the right thing, you would hope, when it's all said and done, when it's possible. So a lot of people don't know that, you can't go buy Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, it's $700,000 a share, and everybody's been in that company for almost half a decade or half a century. I apologize. And yeah, they do have that optionality, but what other companies have that type of money? Well, there's one. There's one company that has a handful of cash with minimal debt, right? It's not that they could have a cash burn during a crisis. This company is called GameStop. And GameStop is a investment that you make by proxy. Got really lucky for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't know what it was until they got into it. They did some homework and they go, oh my goodness, Ryan Cohen's here. Larry Chang, Alan Adel, a bunch of guys who know how to invest, know how to run a business. But GameStop started doing something this year, these last 6 months, now that they're a profitable company and everyone wants to get in it. Institutional ownership has changed at GameStop where it's gone up 100% over the last 6 months, 12 months. And if you look at the inflows and outflows on institutional ownership, dollar-wise, it's a plus of $1.4 billion with an outflow of $165 million, meaning they're up $1.25 billion just on inflow from institutions. And we're talking about they're buying positions of this company slowly in the dark, not letting anybody know because nobody wants to talk about GameStop. We get that part. People are short, the media is short, whoever, it's fine. I don't care. I'm talking about a stock market correction and a crash. When that happens and you don't have cash, guess who does? GameStop does. You know what GameStop's been doing? Raising cash when they don't need it. They don't have a cash burn. They had $900 million just last year. They now have $9 billion. They 10x their money in 1 year, and that money's still going up. And they still have the ability to raise more money. Now, I know what a lot of people say, oh, they're diluting shareholders. No, dilution is when you offer shares to the market and you expand the float, but then you go spend that money and you get nothing in return. They're sitting on the cash. You see, they're doing the thing that you want to do. They're prepping themselves for this downturn, for this correction. Everyone's positioning this way. Why would you buy anything right now or expand your company? You could do none of the above at these interest rates. And then when the market does correct, could you imagine going to Wall Street and saying, hey, I have these shares of GameStop. Why don't you give me some money for it? They're not going to give you anything for it because they're melting down. It's hard to raise money when the market's crashing. Go ask MicroStrategies in 2022. Couldn't do it. But the minute it goes back up, now you can go find money everywhere on why it's too easy. But when it's too easy, you should be fearful. And that's how GameStop's playing it. You know, Ryan Cohen, the CEO, chairman of the board, and the chief investment officer for GameStop, has full autonomy what to do with the cash. They have a committee. I get it. It's a 3-person committee, but it's unlike anything you've seen on Wall Street. These guys have the ability to invest the money the way they want, and right now they're sitting on it. So when the market does correct, you might not have the cash, but by proxy you do. Invest into a company that has the cash to do the right thing. Not doing share buybacks at the highest level ever right now, prepping themselves, selling shares at the top. Every CEO's doing it. Everyone's buying back shares, and everyone's paying themselves healthy commissions. You know, they're just overpaid executives at this point. They're not prepping for the inevitable. Only Warren Buffett and Ryan Cohen are doing it. Go do your homework, guys. You want to know what to do in a stock crash? You buy GameStop. GameStop, by proxy, you have $10 billion to spend and do what you got to do. And it's going to be phenomenal. You might not be able to buy the bottom, but they will. So you want to buy it? I'll do that for $22. I'll see you around, millionaires. I know what I have. You've been educated.